Okay, so we are here in Las Palmas with Victoria Vivians. Victoria, introduce yourself to just tell everyone where you played and just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I started college at Mississippi State. We won, not one. We played in 2 Final Fours. Didn't win.
Collins to Vivians. Vivians.
Got drafted to go to Indiana Fever. Then I played my first few years overseas in Israel, and then this year in Spain.
So, how was it for you? How did you feel coming out of college? Knowing that you're going to go from college to pro. All your life, everything has been structured, and now here comes pro. How did you approach that?
It was very different. Like you said, college is very structured. Like everything's like A, B, C, D. Got to the pros, and it's like, okay, you're free. And I was like, oh, what do I do? Like I was supposed to be doing something, but I wouldn't say it was a struggle. It was just something different, something I had to adapt to, and like the transition was kind of rough because I went straight from straight from college to the WNBA, like no days off.
Well, the outlet pass, and then Victoria Vivians just keeping her eye on the rim.
How many times they went over 100 points last year? They do it again in their opening tilt this afternoon. Nice spin move inside off the glass.
There's an all-star answering right back, Skylar Diggins-Smith. Vivians, it's the pull-up jumper.
So, as far as agents, how did that feel? Your first year coming out, how did you make a decision? I'm sure that you had a lot of people probably contacting you. And, how did that feel? And what did you do to help yourself?
Yeah, it was a lot of people contacting me, and I had people trying to tell me which agents to go to, how do I choose, and I ended up choosing the agent, and it was okay at first, and like I got through my process overseas, and it wasn't as what I thought it was supposed to be. And I feel like when I was choosing that, I should have chose like an agency that was both and not just one. So I ended up.
So you mean like both WNBA
and overseas? Yeah.
Okay.
And so I ended up overseas and kind of wanted to get out of a job situation, and my agency didn't help me out. So I was like, I'm gonna trade, like go, like terminate my contract and go to the new. So I feel like when I was choosing my first agent, I was really going with the hype of the whole organization besides what I really need for my basketball. So I ended up changing in the middle of overseas, and ever since then it's been great.
After deciding that you were gonna switch agents, how was that process? Because I know it could be a little bit intimidating. Like, how do you feel? How did you go through that process of finding a new agent? And how could you decide if this was the agent for you?
Switching was very difficult because I like them a lot. They were really nice people. So, like, I had to be like, okay, this is your job, this is your career. You gotta do what's best for you. Sorry if you hurt their feelings, but it's like things happen. People move on. So I ended up terminating, and I was going to originally go with the agent I'm with now, but like the hype, it got me. So I was kind of steered the other way, and I ended up going with him now. So like with him, the whole process has been great. Like he's overseas, WNBA, like he do both, and it's very professional, and like I get the job I want. I do what I want. He listens to me. So I feel like just me switching it and knowing what I wanted and what to expect was better in the whole process.
Yeah, and I think that's really a big part of the players understanding that, okay, I'm in control of my career. The agent is just a person who's supposed to help me propel my career, and if they're not doing that for you, you have to move on.
Right.
And one might be better for someone else and be not as good for you. So you just have to know. And with A4A, we actually go through the process with you. We sit you down. We go through different agents that you need to, you probably could look at. And we talked about what you're also interested in.
Mhm.
So we're going to make sure that we're putting you in the right direction in order to fulfill your dreams, not our dreams, not
Right.
the agent's dreams or anybody else's dreams. It's really about you. How do you feel that A4A could help players? From what we've talked a little bit about what we're doing at A4A, and how do you feel that we can help players?
Since we're talking about agents, I feel like definitely y'all would help on the aspect, because coming out, like, they don't know. Like, you don't know who to choose really, because you don't know the people. You don't know what they can be for you or they can be for somebody else. So it's like, I feel like if y'all have the connect and talk to the girls that are coming out, it'd be better beneficial for them. They'll have more information, more insight, and you can be honest and tell them, like, yeah, this is good for you, or no, this is not good for you on that aspect. So yes, I think A4A is great for communicating about stuff like that. And then again, you were talking to me about the doctors. And you know, I tore my ACL in my first year, and I feel like I needed somebody. And I feel like with y'all having the doctors and the connects in the States and overseas, it's beneficial for them too, because you don't know what you're doing. Like, again, I was 22 years old. Tear my ACL. I'm basically on my own again, because you're a grown woman now. You're not in school. So I needed help, and I didn't have the help. So I basically made decisions on my own. It was great because I don't know how, but I ended up doing the right thing. But I feel like if I had somebody to talk to me and guide me through the steps, it would have been so much easier and less stressful.
Yeah, but sometimes what I find with a lot of our players, even when you're overseas, you just feel, and even myself, when I was younger, and I'm in another country, and they're talking all kind of different languages to me, and they have to read an MRI to me, and I'm not really understanding the terminology. I feel so uncomfortable. I'm like, do they just want me to play, or is this really what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
So I, over the years, have had to reach out to some of the doctors that are actually on our team right now to help me through my career, and I've been able to play a healthy 14 years. But it's definitely a difficult process being in another country, especially with the language barrier. So we'll try to help you translate those MRIs and try to get them to the right doctors to make you feel more secure about what you're doing. And when you get back to the States, if you need any treatments in the summertime, we'll make sure that we take care of that as well. So I definitely, I'm happy to have you with us, and thank you so much for sharing your story. And I think that your story could be an inspiration for every other person out there, and you were just strong enough to kind of bounce through the process on your own, but I'm sure you
needed it. I needed the help.
It could have been easier, but we're here now, and we'll definitely love to have you on the team with us. And thank you for being a part of A4A.
Thank you.
Thank you. A4A. A4A.